Hey, how are you, everybody? I almost forgot my microphone was way up in the air. I had to bring it down so I could talk into it, so we could do basement tapes number 340. We're still in 1979. We're dealing with the Yankees right here, and the Yankees were a pretty big deal back in the day. And of course, in the late 70s, they were a big deal. They went to the um, World Series 76, 77, 78, I believe 81, always threatening to do something. Now they're a bit of an also ran in the league, spending a lot of money for mediocre results. Haven't won a series in over a decade, I think, in baseball. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, they're kind of like in their Horace Clark phase right now. Anyway, let's get back. 1979 Yankees, 1970, 1927 TCMA collection here. I have three of these. That's pretty weak. And again, Yankees were a big deal, and there's a lot of photos out there. TCMA would have had those photos. Mike Aaronstein would have owned them at that point. So let's make some ball cards from a bygone era. 32 cards total, 82 cents average value, $26.25 total value. $8 to $20 for a set of these at one time. 32 card set features sepia tone pictures of the 1927 Yankees team, the New York Yankees team, I should say. The fronts feature the player photo, while the back has information about the featured player. Let's look at the top three. I bet you Babe Ruth is in there somewhere. Babe Ruth, Gehrig, and then essentially a bunch of role players like Lazary, Combs, Hoyt, Herb Pennock. They're Hall of Famers, Miller, Huggins, but there's a big drop after the top two. No rookie cards in here, we are told. Here it is. Teams depicted are the New York Yankees. Bet you weren't surprised by that. Errors and variations. Babe Ruth has a right fielder on front and a blank back, I guess, at some point. Hall of Famers. Ruth and his variation. Gehrig, Lazary, Combs, Haight, Pennock, Jacob Rupert, Ed Barrow, and Miller Huggins. There's a couple owners in there, so we see some of that stuff happening here. Nothing to talk about as far as the trivia or comments or sell sheets or anything like that. So let's look at the gallery. There's Babe Ruth. Nice little, reminds you kind of what the Tops is doing with the Ginter stuff later on. Nice little baseball and a megaphone and all sorts of stuff happening up top there. 1927 New York Yankees. George Herman Ruth, right fielder, 6'2", 215, bats left, throws left, 2'6", 95 with his birth date. That's my wife's birthday, actually, not 95, but yeah. He died 8/16/48. The Babe, the Bambino, the Sultan of Swat, voted the game's greatest player in 1969. Ruth capped the 1927 season with his record-breaking 60th home run on the next to last day of the season. The Clout broke his own record of 59 home runs and stood for over 30 years. Along with this home run mark, Ruth led the majors in runs scored in 1927 for the eighth year. He was among the first group of players elected to the Hall of Fame in 1936. Here's his career stats. 2,500 games, 8,400 at-bats, 2,174 runs, 2,873 hits, 506 doubles, 136 triples, 714 home runs, 2,209 RBIs, and 342 career average. Batted .356 with 60 home runs and 164 RBIs back in 1927. There's the variation. Blank back. Lou Gehrig's number 2, followed by Lazary, Mark Koenig, Julie Wera, Ray Morehart, Art Fletcher, Joe Dugan, Charlie O'Leary is card number 9. He's a coach for those Yankees. Bob Musial, left fielder. Earl Combs, he is a center fielder. So you had Musial, Combs, and Babe Ruth out there. Cedric Durst is another outfielder. Didn't think that was coming. Joe Grabowski, catcher. Mike Gazzelli is an infielder. Pat Collins, another catcher. Wade Hoyt, he's a pitcher. Miles Thomas, another pitcher. Benny Bengo is a catcher. His name is Bernard Oliver Bengo. Herb Pennock, Hall of Famer there. I think I have both Bengo and Pennock's 33 Gaudy. Maybe I'm mistaken on Bengo, but I think I have that. William Wilcie Moore is a pitcher. He's card number 20. Urban Shocker, always love that name. He is also a pitcher. Dutch Ruther, pitcher. George Pipgrass, he's a pitcher as well. Jacob Rupert, he owned the cards, he owned the club. Surprised he's getting his picture taken there, I'm sure. You're going to put me on a card, he says. It says Rupert purchased the floundering Yankee franchise in 1914 with partner Tillinghast Le Hamidou Houston for $450,000. By 1927, he and general manager Ed Barrow had already turned it into one of the most successful franchises in sports with 4 pennants and a world championship behind them. Rupert and Barrow engineered the greatest steal in baseball history when they purchased Babe Ruth from the Boston Red Sox for $125,000 on January 3rd, 1920. Until Ruth arrived, the Yankees played second fiddle to John McGraw's New York Giants. There's Eddie Bennett. He's the bat boy, card number 5, considered by many the greatest team in baseball history. That's what this is about. It's not about Eddie Bennett, the mascot / bat boy. There were some freaky things happen with mascot / bat boys back then. They would take them on the road with them. Essentially, these people were like orphans and good luck charms and bat boys and all that stuff. Very strange little, hey, let's take somebody else's kid on the road with us for a while. Ed Barrow, the GM, we talked about. Ben Paschal, he's an outfielder with the 27 Yankees. Miller Huggins, there he is, card number 28, your manager for the New York Yankees. Joe Giard is a pitcher, and let's get to the last bit of these. Bob Shockey, another pitcher for the Yankees. Walter Beal, what a great picture that is. He's pointing at the camera saying, take my picture. Don Miller, 32, and that is that. So that's the 79 TCMA 1927 Yankees. I can't understand why I can't say that correctly. The 1979 TCMA 1927 New York Yankees, set for your viewing and enjoying in your collection pleasure. I have lost my mind, folks. So anyway, fun set. I should really start getting more of these cards. I have Ruth, Musial, and Huggins. I need to get the rest of this set. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you have a great day, and please keep on doing your thing. Enjoy those cards. Enjoy your collection. Cheers.